So 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left, and we will start soon. The mixed relay start. So 10 minutes left. So please, athletes, come closer to the start corridor. And now we'll switch and we'll take a little bit more attention to our mixed relay. So now we are going to give our elite athletes the start. So 11:45 according to the program. We will start
Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast for the Sport European Mountain Bike Orienteering Championships 2025 and also the first round of the CX80 World Cup. My name is Linus Rapp and I will try to guide you throughout this broadcast following the competition we have holding for us today. As we arrive to this last day of the championship, it's time for the mixed relay, which is based on teams with 1 woman and 2 men, and the women takes the first leg and the second and third leg are driven by the men. And as you can see, 13 degrees outside here in Vilnius, Lithuania. It's not too hot for the athletes, but still very enjoyable for the bystanders to follow the competition. Today we will go back to the forest on the west side of the arena, where the long and middle partly were held, named Good Light. It is a bit more hilly out there with some steep slopes, and it is a forest dominated by pine wood. And as you can see from these pictures, there in the dense areas can be quite bad visibility and maybe harder to do shortcuts, but there can also be good visibility in big parts of the forest. And the paths out there, these small paths, can be quite slow, so it will be interesting to see how they will pick up their route choices if they want to go around on the bigger roads and paths in the arena. So that will be held for the athletes. You see here some course info. They will have a course of around 16.5 kilometers per leg and 300 meters climbed, and the total time will be around 120 to 135 minutes. We have estimated that the men will have around 40 minutes on the second and third leg, and the women around 45 minutes on the first leg. And we see some of the racers getting ready for the start in about 7 minutes. Here we get to see the course today. You see forking directly in the start and some longer legs actually. I think they will be quite decisive and spreading the pack. I think that some of the stronger ladies want to shake off some opponents, and then into a bit trickier area with shorter controls, and then heading back to the arena. Then we have arena passage and a map change actually. So this first map is scale 1/10,000, and then they change their map and they get a shorter loop here with the scale of 1 to 5,000 back into the sprint area that they ended up in yesterday. So that will be something for the riders to acknowledge and see if that will happen to do some mistakes because it feels like you come faster on the map with a larger scale. And we see the start list here. It is based on the results of the European Championships mixed relay last year in Poland, and Czechia won just ahead of Finland. It was a really tight, dramatic relay, and Krzysztof Bogar ended up sprinting down Andre Haga in the end, just a second ahead of him. And then Italy took the bronze medal, and Italy could be a really interesting team with yesterday's gold medalist Fabiano Bettega on the second leg. So looking at the teams here, you see we have first, second and third teams. So we have more than one team from some nations. And here we have Martina Tyszowska from the reigning champions, Czech one, standing next to Ruska Rasala, who has taken 3 medals this week. I think she wants to put her guys Samuel Pökkelä and Teemu Kaksonen in a good place after her. We also have here the Italian team, Iris Aurora Pecorari. She was 7th at the middle distance, so she is a strong athlete. But the Czech team, reigning champions, Martina Tyszowska, actually no medals this week. She has been 4th and 5th, so she's looking for her first medal. Wojtek Ludwig taking the second leg there with double silver this week, and then Krzysztof Bogar. And of course, the Lithuanian first team, Algirda Michkovene, took her first medal yesterday, individual, and has her guys behind her. Jana Nilika for Austria 1. We'll see. They came 5th last year. Jana Nilika, Andreas Waldman, and then Hannes Nilika. But Lithuanian won. Jonas Maiselis, the European champion on the middle distance on the second leg, and Luka Dalav and Ignas Ambrasas on the last leg. Here we have the French team, and actually coming over to the Swiss team. I think they can do something good today. Jana Luscher on the first leg. Then we have Noah Rieder and Adrian Jaggi, and of course Denmark, Nicolene Splittorff with 3 gold in her baggage. I think she will set a high pace, having not the strongest guys behind her. Also Elvira Larsson, a bit same on the Swedish team, having probably a bit stronger lady than the men's on the second and third leg. So we have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to the start. So they are waiting here. We have the Portuguese team with Marisa Costa on the first leg, the Estonian team with Lauri Malmström on the second leg, the best in the team, I would say. And also Latvia here with bib number 13. And we have Germany, who stands here waiting for the start. The Spanish team, Elena Ilan Ortiz, can be a strong biker. It'll be interesting to see. As I said, Nicolene Splittorff probably will want to set a high pace here in the start and to get some seconds down, so her men that are not as high up in the world ranking can have a better start. Just as yesterday, they are allowed to do shortcuts straight through the forest, so they can carry their bike or they can ride a bike straight through the forest. Krzysztof Bogar biking around before the start. We have soon just 1 minute to the start at this mixed relay, the last day of the European Championship 2025 here in Vilnius, Lithuania. The ladies are ready to go away, and as we saw, quite fast on the course. There will be 1 or 2 longer legs directly here in the start, and we will see after 10 minutes around there we will have the first TV control, so we will see there how it has split up. We will also have some drone pictures and a follow-up cam in the forest. We have less than 20 seconds to the start. We see some of the juniors have already gone out in the forest. 5 seconds to start. And they are ready. There we hear it. The start is away. And it looks like it is Aurora Pecorari takes the start here. Wants to stay in the lead in the beginning. Algirda Mitschkevene, Ruska Sarela. We will see if Nicolene Splittorff tries to climb up. Not the best start from her, actually. And as I said, they have... and we see a small crash here on one of the Finnish teams. Just up on the bike again. And they go into the forest. You see here they split up. Some go a bit longer route choice with a faster path to the left. And the ones going straight up into the forest, it's a bit shorter and a bit smaller path. So we will see here. You see the pace on the riders down in the left of the picture. Going away here into this Goodelight forest. But if we come to that, you know, Czech has a great second team, and also Finland has a great second team. If it comes down to two teams from the same nation, it is only the first team into the finish that counts. So there cannot be Finland 1 and Finland 2 to gold and silver. Then it's only the gold for Finland 1. So that we need to bear in mind. And as we see on the picture, it's a very, very green city, Vilnius. They can have this championship 4 days in different forests and still have the highway next to it. Here we get to see. I think this is from the more straight-on route choice, coming towards the first control. And there will be a forking directly. So it will be interesting to see. If someone follows the wrong forking, I think if they have control of the map, they should not do that. And there we see, coming from the right side, a smaller path, a more straight-on route choice. I think it could be a good option maybe to go there. And actually it is Aurora Pecorari. I think she does a mistake there, turning up. Yeah, she turns around. So the Italian who had the lead, looking at the, and also Algirda Mitschkevene going there, but she continues on that path. They will probably have the control very much right. But you see here, later down in the pack, it's a bit tight in the forest, and then it's split up. Some going left there, yes, going straight through the valley. They will, and also someone turning around. They are not really certain of themselves here. Turning around, not knowing what to do if the other pack continues. Oh, and we also already hear some breathing from our biker out there. These ladies are fast. So I see some splitting up on the GPS. You can see there in the left screen, going down to the most left control. I see Nicolene Splittorff, Anna Kaminska is there, Celine Wellenreiter, and going up, I think Jana Lischer, Alemani, and Rella is in the top of this pack. We'll see which control. Algirda Mitschkevene, the one straight on there, coming from the right to the right control, and I think she lost time there. She is quite far from the control, and Ruska Sarela and Jana Lischer. Ruska Sarela is on her way to the most right control there. I think she will be ahead of Algirda with quite a lot of time. And on the left back, it looks like the Danish flag has come up. Here they come to the control, number 32 for this group. And then just continuing up, you see here it's possible to make shortcuts, but you see some of the Finns actually do that. Just want to go straight on this road. I'm not certain she gained time there, but you see the possibility. So now they are out on a semi-open area, going left route choice to the second control. And it looks like Elvira Larsson going a right route choice with Ruska Saarela. So depending on which forking you had, probably the best route choice differs. So I think it can definitely be that way, that Elvira Larsson and Ruska Saarela takes the best route choice for the right control. And I think that the more left control was a bit slower. See the arena and the highway passing just under. And there we will have, we see the red tents in front of those. The arena passage will go, and then they will go out left in the picture, just going away on their short loop. And as I said, very special, going from 1 to 10,000 and then turning around your map and then having 1,500 on the last part. So we will see. As I said, around 10 minutes in the race we will have the first TV control. That's the third control. And it looks like they changed a lot of route choices. It really splits up, just as I thought these legs will be decisive. I see Ruska Saarela and Elvira Larsson. They went straight out to the road, but then went a lot left. We will see Iris Aurora Pecorino continuing, and on the right route choice, Constance Devier. We see here following the results, following how it goes out in the forest. You can follow the GPS. If you have two screens, you can follow that on IOF Live, and also the live results will be able to get there. And here we see some warm-up. Still in some of the Swedish. Sverige Röjgård warming up here in the arena. Looks pleased. As Elvira Larsson on the first leg. Well, as I said, checking in on the teams. Czech one, of course, one of the big favorites. Last year's champions, the reigning champions, with exactly the same team. Martina Tyszowska on first, Wojtek Ludwig and Krzysztof Bogar. Finland won, Ruska Saarela. And following her, Samuel Päkkilä, the champion of the long mass start this first day. And Timo Kaksonen, not Andre Haga this year, Timo Kaksonen instead. He was third at the middle distance. We'll see what he can do. Italy, going with Iris Aurora Pecorari. Then Fabiano Bettega, Luca Dalla Valle. And of course, Lithuania, the home team. Algirda Michkuvene follows up by Jonas Maiselis and Ignas Ambrasas. Those are the biggest favorites, but I think Switzerland with Jana Luscher, Alemani 8 on the long, and she is around that top 10 position often. Noah Rieder actually 4th at middle, takes the second leg, and then Adrian Jaggi 6th at the middle. So if they get a good start, the Swiss team can definitely be in the fight. Here we get to see how they are going, and they are on their way to the second control, passing the third control actually. Germany has a guy on this first leg and has a lady on the second leg, so Per Hanel, I don't think we need to check at him so much. So it looks like Jana Luscher on the left route choice and Constance Devier on the right route choice. Here we see already starting looking at their idols, and so here we have Krzysztof Bogar, I think, one of the Czech riders, and here we have Indre and some other Lithuanian runners. Indre Valaite, who ran foot orienteering for IFK Mora in Sweden. Jan Hasek standing there, the reigning world champion at sprint distance. He has not started warming up yet, going in the Czech second team today. Standing, keeping his heat and slowly, just taking it easy. This is the way of orienteering. The riders disappear out in the forest. We try to follow them on the GPS. Goes on the arena.
Here we have Lithuanian Orienteering Federation President Jurgis Turbaževičius. How is the championship going so far?
Hello. This championship, I think championships are going so far quite well, especially well for Lithuania. We already have now with today 7 medals, if I count correctly, so for all colors. And I think competitors enjoy interesting terrains and technical courses.
Such a huge experience organizing major events in Lithuania. For example, during the past 8 years, it's like the 3rd major event in Lithuania. So about the experience organizing such events.
Of course, organizing consequently these events brings more experience, and I'm really happy for team of organizers and volunteers that are really helping to make this event every time better. And of course, as I said, our aim is to not to be best orienteers in EMTBOC, but also be one of the best organizers. So I think we're trying to do that.
The final distance will be mixed relay. How does it differ from others, and how is it interesting?
Mixed relay is a very interesting category and race. It's interesting because it's more strategic choices for the teams, how to place the riders, and it's intrigued till the very last second. So I think it's a very dynamic race, and it will be also broadcasted live. So I really welcome all viewers and come support your team and see how interesting and dynamic the sport is.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we get a small interview there, and we see some of the riders have been to the second control turnaround. Looks like Elvira Larsson, she was with Ruska Sarla earlier, but I think she has left her some seconds behind. Elvira Larsson probably there as the first. Here we see Per Hennel, the German. He has to turn around and take the control. And I think Elvira Larsson is the Swedish lady. She was 7th at the long start. She actually got a flat tire yesterday at the sprint with a quite decent start. So not the best championship for her, but looks like she's having a great start on this relay. And as I said, the Swedish team with not the top ranked men, they will need a good start to be in the relay. Here she comes, Elvira Larsson, the Swedish, and it looks like we have the Swiss, Jana Lüscher Alemani, Ruska Sarla behind her. Oh yes, Elvira Larsson is there. And also, was it the Portuguese? I did not get. Yeah, I think that was Marisa Costa on the 5th position. And we should see, I think, the Italian. And also, Nicolin Splitter should be on her way, the Dane star. But I think she got the long forking here in the start. Here we have Italy. It is Aurora Pecorari with a solid start. Nicolin Splittorf, Constance Devier, you had a great start. She has been catched up by these riders. And a little jump again. Not so far. Here we have Algirda Michkovene. We're there, the Lithuanian first team. And also Marika Hara for the second Finnish team. No, the 3rd Finnish team. Sara Yli-Hietanen taking the control there. That's the Finnish second team. And also the Great Britain is there, Todd Oates. And as I said, it has split up quite a lot. Celine Wellenreiter, Silje Kristoffersen. Now there are mostly second teams here. But Martina Cichovska, Czech, she has lost almost 2 minutes, then I would say, to Elvira Larsson, around 1:15 here in the beginning of the race. Not a good start from the Czech star, Martina Cichovska. Wojtek Ludwig and Krzysztof Bogar definitely following this, seeing that she has not had the best start out there. We get to follow the Estonian, Marie-Isabel Allikberg, having some difficulties to the second control. Had some stop there, and then almost passing the 3rd control on her way to the second control. Stopping there, no, actually she turned around. Did she for a mistake there? This is a big mistake. She is definitely on the last position. She did not realize where she came out on the road. and she was so close to coming up to the right road and taking the left, but that was a lot of time she lost there. Anna Kaminska, the Polish first team, has also lost quite a lot of time here in the beginning. So I think for Polish teams, that was not the start they needed.
In the prize giving ceremony with the gold medal and the European champion titles. Last year in the third position was France.
We see up here Hanel, and here we see forking again. Elvira Larsson having the left control, and Ruska Sarla, Marika Costa, Jana Lyscher, Iris Aurora Pekkarari, Nicolin Splittorff going straight, so having the middle or the right option. Per Hanel had already taken the shortest option there. Looks like Sweden has the longest option. We will see how Ruska Sarla goes into the control. And these are the teams we are mostly following now. Coming into this shorter controls now, more technical demanding, quite dense. Ruska Sarla continuing, she has the most north control here in the picture. Elvira Larsson has taken her fourth control and goes out towards her fifth control. Looks like Nicolin Splittorff has the same as Ruska Sarla. Iris Aurora Pekkarari, Jana Lyscher has the most right control, so that looks like the top group at the moment. And Ruska Sarla just behind her. Marisa Costa, does she make a mistake here? Portuguese, has she taken her control? I did not see that. Of course, it can be a split on the GPS. I think she has taken her control. Continuing here with Elvira Larsson. Constance De Veer taking a small micro route choice otherwise than Elvira Larsson, going more in from the back to the control. And Elvira Larsson looks like she still is, and Ruska Sarla lost some time there. Is she doing some mistake? Did she make some shortcut and not end up where she wanted? Now she knows where she are, but losing some seconds there. We know up at the fourth control, Nicolin Splittorff were behind Ruska Sarla, but now clearly ahead. Iris Aurora Pekkarari and Jana Lyscher Alemani taking the control from a different side or doing a small mistake here. I think going like Elvira Larsson and Nicolin Splittorff there. It looks like they turn around again. And then we have a forking in height, so we will see if any one of the riders go to the left route choice or everyone goes to the right route choice and then backs up to the control. Here we get to follow the riders. And we see some dogs and people out in the forest. This is Elvira Larsson we follow from the Swedish first team. Looking at the GPS, we saw Algirda Michkuvene from the Lithuanian first team has catched some time. Yeah, Iris Aurora Pekkarari, Jana Lyscher, Nicolin Splittorff taking the left route choice to this sixth control. Probably having the control in the middle, I think, then. If I would have chosen, I would have done that show. So Elvira Larsson coming here alone, needing some juniors. On the right route choice, she had a great start of this first leg. And turning in there, so she is, and then she straights on. Okay, that means maybe she has the middle control, because she passed the first control there. See, she is coming, and you see these small paths, they are not the fastest to go on, but Elvira is a strong rider with strong legs and should soon turn back, I think, towards the control. Or maybe she has the most order, like Per Hanel takes the control. Here, she turns around. Not really certain on the map. We shall see here. Looking at the map, this is a small mistake from Elvira Larsson. And I think she is not really certain where to go here. Looking, searching for the control. And lifting the bike. So some trees have fallen there in the way. I think for Sweden this can be time costing. She is quite close, but you see she has not figured out where she is in the forest. And turning around, if she would have the northern control, I think she is losing. And then coming back to the path here. And then she should... she doesn't know where she is now. She's losing a lot of time. Algirda Michkuvene catching up on her. And we shall see. Have they taken the control? Oh, you see Elvira Larsson still not clear where she is. Here we see the Swedish team losing time and on the GPS parahandle, but Nicolin Splittorff has taken the control. There, Algirda Michkuvene takes it, and she has climbed up in the ranks here. Elvira Larsson losing crucial time for the Swedish team. So Algirda Michkuvene here on her way to the 7th control. I think she is probably around the 4th, 5th position in the terrain now, and actually going a route choice more left than I would have expected. Nicolin Splittorff taking the most... now she turned around, so she... You see here, Nicolin Splittorff taking the most northern, and it's forbidden to ride on the main road, as you see these marks, but riding on the adjacent track. You see the path, they are allowed. So they are allowed to ride on the path there, like Nicolin Splittorff. Jana Lischer Alemani putting up Switzerland for a great start here. Ruska Sarela, Marisa Costa looking there, and also Algirda Michkuvene. Iris Aurora Pecorari has lost some time, just like Elvira Larsson did. She has found the control. And we will see here coming towards next TV control how the time differs between the racers. But Nicolin Splittorff is passing Per Hanel to this 7th control and up in the 1st position for her Danish team. And going straight south out from the control, going on south route choice there. I think it's the only one, so they should take it. And these are great riders. As I said, we see 3 Finnish flags up there. Ruska Sarla, Marika Hara, Sara Yli-Hitanen. And they are having great 2nd and 3rd teams also, so we will see what they can do. I think in Finland too they have 2 medals this week in different riders, so it says something about the width of the Finnish team. But the Czech team have not had the best start, and still we have not seen. Here she comes, Nicolin Splittorff to the 2nd TV control in the lead, just ahead of Per Hanel, and she turns around there, and it looks like he is not doing that, going away. Should see which route choice Nicolin is taking. Is she turning around? He goes away there, and we should see how many seconds do they have down to the chasers. Ruska Sarla, Jana Lischer Alemani. Here she comes, the Swiss dress. That's Jana Lischer Alemani going away, and I'm not really certain why Nicolin turned around there. She wants to go quite far. She goes quite far around there. And also the Finnish teams here, around 25-30 seconds behind. Algirda Michkuvene, we see there. Everyone turns around just like Nicolin Splittorff. And there we have Jana Lischer Alemani taking the control. And was it? Yes, Martina Tiszowska is there. We have not seen her on the GPS, but she was in the group. Most of the years, I see Elvira Larsson coming down the track. Celine Bellenreiter was there also, I think. And they just turn around and go up the hill again. So they will do a quite long route choice around the control to the right. It's just Per Hanel from Germany who took a different route choice there. And here we have the 2nd Finnish team. That should be Sara Yli-Hitanen. They go up the hill, into the forest again. And you see it's tough getting up there. And is it the Austrian team or the... Should see. It's the Portuguese, Marisa Costa. She did a mistake there, and she goes another route choice. No, she turns around. You see, it's a quite tricky route choice to the 9th control, and it's also forks again. So we will see how they approach that control. You see the Danish second team here, I think. One of the Czech teams and one of the French teams. And they continue through the control, keeping the pace up. Constance De Vier has actually lost. She saw her away there. She has lost quite a lot of time. Nicolene Splittorff here on the way to the 9th control. Just followed by Per Handel. And you see the gap down to Ruska Sarela. It's getting long. It's more than a minute now. And it's exactly the start that the Danish boys needs to try and keep them in the medal chase on the 2nd and 3rd leg. Now she just has the possibility to do her own race, Nicolene Splittorff. 3 gold medals this week already. Could there be another medal for her? I think, I should not say it's bigger, but for the Danish team it would be a huge accomplishment. She goes in there, and it looks like she has not the most northern control here. I think she looks like Ruska Sarela. Algirda Miškoviene taking a more right route choice, probably to the most northern control. And then they split up again. Jana Lischer Alemani going straight like Nicolene Splittorff down towards this control. And you see the elevation here. It's not just finding the bigger roads, the shortest roads. It's also counting the elevation. Where can I get a smoother ride, keeping high pace all the time? Per Handel taking, going against most northern control there. And Nicolene Splittorff continuing here. Will she have the most southern control then, I think? And just continuing away. And you see her tracks or her line behind the GPS. It just gets longer and longer down to the chasers. Jana Lischer Alemani just ahead of Iris Aurora Pecorari on the straight route choice. And Ruska Sarela, Algirda Miškoviene and Elvira Larsson. And I think also Marika Hara following them. Yeah, Nicolene Splittorff coming in to the most southern control. Jana Lischer Alemani, Iris Aurora Pecorari not having the same control as her.
Please tell us some words about the dynamic and specifics of mixed relay.
Mixed relay is the most dynamic discipline of EMTBOC orienteering, and we finish our championship, European championship by this.
And it looks like Nicolene, her control was not the fastest control, being passed by Per Handel here. Ruska Sarela, Algirda Miškoviene continuing. Having some other of those controls. Elvira Larsson also continuing. Iris Aurora Pecorari, Jana Lischer Alemani on their way up to the most northern control, I think. So they are coming in across in a road and having some controls, and then coming into the arena passage. Actually, they have the most southern control. Ruska Sarela, Algirda Miškoviene taking a totally different route choice than Nicolene Splittorff. Looks like it is still around that line gap. So looks like it was almost the same. You can try to remember that. Jana Lischer Alemani, Iris Aurora Pecorari losing clearly, I would say, into that control. It's a bit slow up there. Or maybe some uncertainties in the orienteering. Nicolene Splittorff has taken the control, passing the road. Here we see the Lithuanian team, and it's not the first team, it's not the second team, this is the 3rd team. Could it be Nojos Lukosius warming up here, going out on the 2nd leg in the Lithuanian 3rd team. You see both spectators and riders who are waiting for their time. Some of the youth and juniors, they are already ready. You can just watch and enjoy the show. So, just as said, now Nicolin Splittorff has a gap down to the chasing ladies. Elvira Larsson with the middle control there was a bit faster. So we know that is just ahead of Algirda Michkuvene. Actually, the Swedish second team, Gabriela Gustafsson, is coming up also. And we have Noah Rieder from the Swiss first team. Jana Lüscher Alemani have had a good start. And it looks like she has catched up on the group with Ruska Sarla, Algirda Michkuvene. So, Swiss team definitely in the chase for the medals here directly on the first leg. And we get to follow the Latvian team. Adele Balenza, who goes to the fifth control here. Looks like she is in control. And just continues throughout. And taking the same route choice that Elvira Larsson did, but then losing herself. Getting into a shortcut. And turning around and losing. I think she lost the direction of the path. And now she comes back. Oh, she is definitely outguessing where she is now. It's really tricky getting stressed up, doing mistakes. And you have to keep control of your compass doing these shortcutting. Because when she went out to the path, she was definitely thinking where she was. Now she comes back to the fourth control. She is not certain where she is. We see here Per Hennel on his way. The 14th control is the arena passage. Nicolin Splittorff, and then we have the bigger group with the ladies. Lina Larsson, Algirda Michkuvene, Ruska Sarla. So also Iris Aurora Pecorari there. So here we have the German Per Hennel coming in, and they should turn around their map. So here we have the leading Germany team, but we know they have a lady on the second leg. So I wouldn't count them really in top here. He goes away. He had already turned around his map, doing that on his way in here. So he can keep the high pace up. And going away out on the last shorter loop. And we should see Nicolin Splittorff, and more exciting, how far is her gap down to the chasing ladies. Here we see the Danish flag, Danish dress, Nicolin Splittorff, the queen of Vilnius, Lithuania, this championship. Looking at the map, she has probably also already turned it around, coming in here and taking the control. We shall see which time she gets. He is 52 seconds behind and stays on the path here. And here it's forking directly after again. And it's quite tight forking. It will be interesting to see if any of the chasing ladies happen to go with the wrong forking to the 15th control. So 52 seconds behind Per Hennel for Nicolin Splittorff. It looks like we might get some visuals of her into the forest. Yes, we got to follow her. Just staying on the big path quite a long while. Probably backing up to her control then, the 15th control. Still waiting for the chasing group. Here they come, and it's two Swedish, Elvira Larsson, Gabriela Gustafsson. Martina Tichowska has already been there. So Martina Tichowska, something wrong with her GPS, but she has already been there. That was the group, Celine Wellenreiter, Jana Lüscher Alemani, Ruska Sarla. And around 50 seconds behind Nicolin Splittorff. And then it is Aurora Pecorari losing some time. I hope she's not too stressed going into this more technical part of the track course setter, because then there can be mistakes. Here we get to follow Nicolin Splittorff in the forest. He has taken her 15th control and probably should be heading towards her 16th again out in this. Yeah, there she takes it, the 15th control. Going up here to the houses and then out towards the 16th control again. And looks like she is in full control here. Nicolin. And in the racing areas, we should see if we have had any more racers. Martina Tyszowska, we have not seen her on the GPS, but she had a lousy start. Some mistakes there, but then she has catch time all the way. And now just behind Denmark with Nicolin Splittorff. We have also had, of course, we also saw Algirda Michkovene had lost some seconds. She was 10 seconds behind Iris Aurora Pecorari, together with Marika Hara. And those are the 11 teams that have passed the arena passage. So here we get to follow Martina Tyszowska. Just now in the third position, going into the forest again, leading the road there. So she has... And here we have some more riders on the way. I think it is the two French teams and also the Portuguese teams. It's Marika Costa, Constance Devier. Could it be Lou Garcin also? I think so. Coming here to the arena passage, and just as I said, everyone has already turned around their maps, certain where to go here. But this was not the start that these teams needed. Constance Devier took the bronze at the sprint last year at European Champs and have not had the best race here. Having some mistakes. Veronika Kubinova on the Czech second team. Per Hernel coming here. And that is our TV4. That's the 18th control. He has already taken. We should see Nicolin Splittorff very, very soon coming towards this control. And then it will be interesting to see how they are looking at the GPS. I'm not certain what Jana-Lucia Alemani is making. That's a route choice. She's losing time there. So, as I said, some mix-up here after the map change, arena passage. And still waiting for Nicolin. There we see her. There we see Nicolin Splittorff on her way to the 18th of 22 controls. Still on her own at the second position here. Taking the control. And turning around. Taking another route choice than Per Hernel to the 19th control. Gonna go out and use the road there. Probably gonna meet some of her chasers. You know, it's the Czech first team that was chasing her closest. And here we see a helmet. Yes. Martina Tyszowska on her way to this control. And turning these things around. Really good. Martina Tyszowska. She does the same. Yep, she takes the same route choice as Nicolin Splittorff. But as I said, she did not have a good start. Quite far down in the pack. Maybe she had a longer forking. I'm not certain. I did not see a mistake from her. But now really putting the guys, Wojtek Ludwig and Krzysztof Bogar, in good positions for the medal fight. And it's really, really changing up here. You know that it was a group with 5 teams coming, and then Iris Aurora Pecorari. But here, Algirda Michkovene, she was 11th at the arena passage. Now she is 4th, together with Celine Weller right there. Marika Hara, that's the second team, both for Switzerland and for Finland. So we're still waiting for those first teams. And we get to follow Nicolin Splittorff here on her way to the next controls. So, down to those ladies. She had around 1:15. So, see if she can gain some time. Turning around, meeting her comrade in the forest, Cecilia Kristoffersen, on her way to another control. We have not seen Jana-Lucia Alemani, Roska Sarla at the TV control yet. So they have lost time on these more trickier parts. And And Nicolene Splittorff really taking it carefully here. Doesn't want to do a mistake in the end of this. And there she looks like she goes into a control. Yep, on her way down to the second last control. Number 21 on the road. Has done every tricky part of this race and should quite soon change over to Noah Tristan Hoffman. So that's not usual for him to go out in the lead like this. We'll see how the Danish guys can follow up this race from Nicolene Splittorff, showing again that she is the best woman in the world, in Europe, in mountain bike orienteering. Nicolene Splittorff could just go in here, yeah, and take this small control, jumps up, you see, and just runs up all the way here. I should then do a short left, I think, into the control, and then turn around towards the finish line. Now we have had Jana Lischer Alemani, Iris Aurora Pecorari. They have lost a lot of time to the fourth gear control. She takes the control and turns around, Nicolene Splittorff. So on her way towards the finish and change over the Danish team with Nicolene Splittorff at the first leg. And it looks like she will be the meeting a lot of racers here. And we see Per Handel have already changed up. Nicolene Splittorff on the way. Oh, a second place here, but I would say in the lead practically. Is Germany sent out a woman that will be passed quite soon by the guys chasing her. Nicolene Splittorff coming in here with a great race on this relay on the first leg, and ready to send over to Noah Tristan Hoffman, who should be ready on the right side quite soon. Yes, there we see the handshake, hand clap. 49 seconds behind. And we know she had around 30 seconds down to. Here she comes, Martina Tiszowska. This is a great race from Martina. Losing some time in the beginning, but then catching up again. And we see here, looking, taking the map carefully, and should put it in his map holder. And they are quite impressive to do that in speed. Martina Tiszowska takes the last control, has lost some more seconds up to Nicolene Splittorff, but sending up Wojciech Ludwig on the second leg here. He already have 2 silver medals this week, but I think he is looking for something more valuable. It's the gold. Reigning European champions with exactly the same team, change as number 3 after the first leg. Wojciech Ludwig steps out, takes the map, and you see he does this more carefully, standing still as the time, and then just goes away. Slow and steady wins the race, is Wojciech Ludwig's thinking. And then here we have Algirda Mickovene. I think it's still Celine Wellenreiter and Marika Hara. It's not one of the big teams. And Ruska Sarela, what's happened to her? She lost a lot of time. 14th position out at the 4th TV control. But Algirda Mickovene coming in here, changing over to Jonas Maiselis, the gold medalist from the middle distance. And that is a good start for the Lithuanian team. 1 minute behind the Czech team and 1.5 minutes behind the Danish team. Marika Hara, Celine Wellenreiter for the Swiss and the Finnish second team. And then we have the Swedish team on the way. And I think also that is the second team. Gabriela Gustafsson should be ahead of Elvira Larsson here. Jonas Maiselis doing that in speed. And you see here the Finnish team with Marika Hara on the first leg. That's the Finnish team 3, but they have great with Tatu Aaltonen, who has been 7th and 12th this week. So he is a good mountain biker here. Should see if he can keep up with Jonas Maiselis' pace here in the beginning. Gabriela Gustafsson checking in for the Swedish second team, sending out Jon Hansson from Falun, Sweden. The Falun who is gonna hold the cross-country ski championship world in, is it 2 years, I think? 2027. And here we have the Swedish first team, Elvira Larsson. She had a great start. She was in a clear lead. And then a big mistake from her in the forest and have not had the best ending, losing time on this second loop. And here we have the Swiss team, Jana Luscher-Alemani. She had a good start. She was definitely in the group with Arena Passage, but then have had big difficulties in the end. You see here Sverre Røygaard for the Swedish first team. Almost passing. He does like Wojtek Ludwig. Takes the time here. Some small difficulties, but that is a minor part. It is Aurora Pecorare also on the way. Jana Luscher-Alemani sending out Noah Rieder on the 9th position. It is Aurora Pecorare is on her way to send out Fabiano Bettega on the 10th position. Losing too much time in the end here, but still in a good position to chase up the medals. Noah Rieder putting in there, and there we have 440 behind. It is Aurora Pecorare out to Fabiano Bettega. So then we also have the first French team sending out Jeremy Purr. He was 11th at the long distance and is around 10-15 position often. So we will see Fabiano Bettega here coming up. Bronze medalist last year, Italy. And now they send out their golden boy. And also the second team going out there. Veronika Kubinova. No, that was also the third team. So it's sending out Jiri Radilden on this. And Sara Ilhitanen, the silver medalist from the middle distance for Finland 2, lost a lot of time. And I was thinking Finland 2 has a great team with Tommi Nikkanen and Mika Nurmi, yesterday's medalist on the last leg. But I think Sara Ilhitanen lost too many seconds, too much minutes on this first leg. Wojtek Stransky waiting, and also Andreas Waldman waiting here for their first leg riders. Here we get to follow up them. You see Algirda Mishkvene making a slower route choice there. Martina Tishovska, there was her mistake. Okay, so she had the long. Then going on the right here, Marika Hara taking the left route choice. Single of these ladies. And almost meeting up at the second control together there. And then we know we have had some difficulties here. Nicolin Splittorff just leaving the pack. Algirda Mishkvene not having really the legs to follow Nicolin Splittorff here. And taking different route choices there. Nicolin taking a control, turning around and straight out on the northern part there. And then we see the group is clogging up between her. So Nicolin Splittorff, Per Hänel in the top, Algirda Mishkvene, Martina Tishovska there. Celine Wellenreiter, Marika Hara. So they were chasing each other there. And then no issues here. Coming into the arena passage. And we see Algirda had some small mistakes there. But then she catch up on Celine Wellenreiter quite soon. And here we know Nicolin Splittorff. There we saw the mistake from Celine Wellenreiter. That's why Algirda Mishkvene catched her up. Different route choicing here. Quite a lot different route choicing. I think they lost some time to the 21 control. Should have gone around like Nicolin Splittorff did there. It's so short time as possible on the small parts. And looking at the GPS, Wojtek Ludwig.
Roma Puishania, please tell us some words about the dynamic and specifics of mixed relay.
Mixed relay is the most dynamic discipline of EMTBOC orienteering, and we finish our championship, European championship, by this discipline. And it's very unpredictable, very dynamic, and from the very start to the very end, nobody knows how the teams will be on the podium.
Summarizing the whole championship, it was so good for a Lithuanian team. Tell us some words about the summarizing.
We're very happy for Lithuanian team, of course, and as organizers, of course, keeping always fingers crossed that our team does the best. And of course, for them, the territories are more familiar than for other teams, so it's a bit advantage of the home environment. So, but orienteering was orienteering, like everybody is still doing mistakes, and sometimes you look at the GPS and think, oh, how you can do this in the home environment, but things happen.
In general, what is the feedback about the championships organizing? Because like during the past 8 years, it's like the third major event that we are doing in Lithuania.
Every year, I would say we're getting better and better. I don't know where it's the limit, but so far the championship was going on very well. Like many mistakes from the organizers, nice arena, and I hope that everybody is happy.
Thank you so much.
So we got a small interview with the event director, and we see here Wojtek Ludwig has taken the lead, and Jonas Maisel is just passing Anne Dankowski. Noah Tristan Hoffman has had some mistake, the Dane, who went out ahead of those guys in the beginning, just going together with Tato Altonen and Sverre Røygård. Then we have the Swiss team, Noah Rieder chasing his teammate, and Fabiano Bettega doing a more straight route choice as it looks. We will see if he goes like Noah Rieder to the left or goes more straight on and coming into the control from the right side. It looks like he continues straight on there. Here we get to follow. Yeah, this was the pictures of the first leg, Nicolin Splittorff. And we see some of the juniors finishes her. Noah Tristan Hoffman, the Danish, in outsent after Nicolin Splittorff. Looks like he have had some difficulties in the beginning of this course. And Jonas Maisel is catching up. Is the closest chaser to Wojtek Ludwig. He went after him just a minute, so we will see how they continue. Looks like Wojtek Ludwig maybe has gained some seconds on his way to the third control, where we have the TV control. Fabiano Bettega going straight there, and we shall see how he takes this control. He has actually, looks like he has lost time on the Swiss Noah Rieder, but it can also be the forking here in the beginning. Takes the left there, yeah. I don't think that was the best route choice for Fabiano Bettega. Having some difficulties here in the beginning. And it looks like, yeah, they are going in this very steep uphill. Noah Hoffman, Sverre Røygård and Tato Altonen. So they are going on the left route choice, and you see the Swiss riders moving a bit faster. Wojtek Ludwig on his way. Yeah, here he comes. Wojtek Ludwig in the lead for the Czech reigning European champions. And you see the speed, he just continues straight out. He has had a good start of this race and doesn't want to look back. He has Jonas Maiselis closest to him in the course. And it's interesting to see that none of the guys went on the right route choice like a lot of the ladies did. Depending, of course, on which forking you have. But we saw that those athletes were first at the second control, so cannot be that slow. So we will see. Jonas Maiselis should quite soon be on his way down to this control. The third control of 22 on this second leg of the European champs. You see Jonas Maiselis on his way. Wojtek Stransky, the old world champion, taking the right route choice, actually. Jonas Maiselis doing, yeah, he is on the road. It's not a mistake, he is on the road. And then Noah Tristan Hoffman still ahead of Tato Altonen, Sverre Røygård. Noah Rieder has passed his teammate on his way up. Here we see Jonas Maiselis. It was 1 minute 1 second at the changeover. It's up in 1 minute and 19 seconds. Both these riders have had good starts. It can be developing because of the forking. So good starts from these riders, and they have a big gap down to the chasers now. So we see some more riders. Jonas Vitatas Gvildis. Is he going on the straight route choice like Fabiano Bettega? Yes. Andreas Waldman has been sent out. the long distance specialist Andreas Waltman from Austria. Austria that came 5th last year in Poland on this mixed relay. I think it will be hard for them to do something like that this year, seeing how many teams are ahead of them. Samuel Pökkilä has had a good start. He has he went out only 20 seconds behind Fabiano Bettega and has passed him. So there Wojtek Stransky we saw, and we see Angel Gavkowski from Germany here. Almost single lady going against the men. So Germany, they did this that we heard in the interview, thinking how should we do this. They put the woman on the middle leg, Anke Danowski. But we shall see. She will probably be passed by this pack quite soon, because these are chasers. There we have Tato Altonen, Noah Tristan Hoffman, Sverre Røygaard. So it's a Nordic group there, around 3 minutes behind Wojtek Ludwig. And who are we here? Yeah, is it Jon Hansson also? That's the Swedish second team. Yeah, he went out sometime ahead of Sverre Røygaard. So did not get the times there, but it was just Nordic countries. Noah Tristan Hoffman, Tato Altonen, Jon Hansson, Sverre Røygaard. And here we have Noah Rieder from Switzerland. 3:24 behind the leading Wojtek Ludwig. And then it should be the long distance champion Samuel Pökkilä for the Finnish first team. So they are quite clear behind the third team from Finland. Here he comes, Samuel Pökkilä. He is in chasing mode. He is around 4 minutes behind, and he went out after Wojtek Ludwig. Shall see. He has lost some time, like 30 seconds to Wojtek Ludwig, but here he stops. Is he? He just stops, take a quick map look, and then out on the right path there. Not doing like Elvira Larsson and going out into the wild without knowing. He took a short map stop and read the map, and looking at the GPS line, Wojtek Ludwig has very good pace out here. Down to Jonas Maiselis. The time just seems to be longer and longer, even though Jonas Maiselis had the longest forking there. Not certain which one Wojtek Ludwig had. Now also Fabiano Bettega passed that EV control, and they were not so far behind Samuel Pökkilä in Finland won. So to see if those two can team up and try to catch time on the teams ahead of them. So we get to follow Wojtek Ludwig on his way to the 6th control on this second leg. And he is just doing a bigger gap. Now goes in just like Elvira Larsson. Maybe I outspoke recently. Not really certain. Makes a stop again. Looks at the map. And continues in. I think he probably is quite certain. Stop again. He is not certain. This is a mistake from the leading team in the relay at the European Championships. He has gained some time versus Jonas Maiselis, but Wojtek Ludwig does not know 100% where he is. He is searching, he's looking for control. Did he see something through the forest there? Could it be something here? He really is looking. Yes, I think he is on his way. Should take right when he comes out to the next path there and get the control. But he lost time there. Definitely lost time to the chasers. Yeah, he has his control. And now he looks carefully. How should I go to the 7th control? Continues throughout the control. Good for the competition. that we see a small mistake from the leading Czech team. Jonas Majselis getting some chance to gain seconds on him. And then looking at the GPS, Sverre Røgaard, Swedish first team, has taken a third position out in the forest, heading into the fifth control. And Samuel Pökkele, Fabiano Bettega having different forkings to the fourth control. But I still think they can come together. Noah Rieder has catched up on Tato Altonen and Noah Tristan Hoffman. So the Swiss team is on their way up in the list also. And you see Sverre Røgaard taking the left route choice, just like Nikolai Splitov did on the first leg. Jonas Majselis looks like it is down to a minute up to Wojtek Ludwig now again. In on his way to take the control and then probably turn around, doing the same route choice as Wojtek Ludwig. So crucial seconds lost by the Czech. And Sverre Røgaard is on his way to the sixth control, and then you see it's a lot of racers coming into the fifth control, turning out of the fifth control. We see Fabiano Bettega, we have the Finnish teams there, Tommi Nykänen, and also Ryska Sarula, maybe Finland too. I should not count them out. Tommi Nykänen has a good start, and Mika Nurmi, yesterday's medalist on the last leg. Tato Altonen just ahead of Noah Rieder. Maybe some small stop. Yeah, together there. Wojtek Ludwig taking this route choice. I think Nikolai Splittorff held more to the northern and came into the control. We should see. We know at the 8th control, it is a TV control again. Jonas Majselis doing the same route choice there as Wojtek Ludwig. Does he make a small shortcut there, Wojtek Ludwig? Into the forest? No, he turns around. Maybe he tried to do a shortcut, stopping up there. We shall see if Jonas Majselis catch some time on the Czech in the lead. Sverre Røgaard looks like he goes straight out into the control and turns around. Noah Rieder on his way to his sixth control. Fabiano Bettega, Jeremy Porr, Samuel Pökkele on the right route choice to the sixth control. Should see if they have the same control there. That are the teams here. Tommi Nykänen, as I said, Finland 1, 2, and 3, still definitely in the medal race, all those teams. And here he comes with his head cam on. Wojtek Ludwig, and continuing with speed, not turning around like most of the ladies did here. Trying to keep the speed up and taking a slightly steeper uphill towards the 9th control, but staying with the speed. So we shall see how long is it down to Jonas Majselis, the Lithuanian first team chaser of the Czech team in the lead. Here he comes, Jonas Majselis. That did not feel like a minute. It definitely felt closer than that. And he does the same. He does the same as Wojtek Ludwig. So he is just, and then I said just, 40 seconds behind. So a great part of the race for Jonas Majselis. We of course know that Wojtek Ludwig had mistakes there, but still he did good. Sverre Røgaard on his way into the 7th control. Jiri Radil looks like he has had a good start on this. And Noah Rieder, I think the Swiss team is losing time here, taking the left route choice to the 7th control. And he will be passed by a lot of riders. You see how slow it goes towards the chasers that we have right up top in the picture. Noah Rieder, it almost looks like he's standing still. This was not the plan from him. Or maybe it was, but it was not the best. These tricky route choices. We see Sverre Røgaard meeting Wojtek Ludwig there. And the Swedish team up on the 3rd position here. Still very much having Rasmus Nordgren on the last loop. A strong biker. Have not had the best championship. Here we see Sverre Røgaard coming into the 8th control. And we will see. He saw Wojtek Ludwig Yeah, he takes the same route choice. And I should set a time to see how far it is down to Jiri Radid, Samuel Pökele, Tatu Altonen, Tommi Nykanen, Jeremy Porr, and then Fabiano Bettega. And you see the pace, he goes away, he leaves the screen. Sverre Røygaard for the first Swedish team. Wojtek Ludwig, still around 40 seconds ahead of Jonas Maiselis. So we should see. The camera is shifting up to the forest. It's the big group coming down towards this control. Still in forest. Yep, here he comes. Samuel Pökele. He has catched. No, it's not Samuel Pökele. It's Tatu Altonen. No, it's not Tatu Altonen either. And here we have Jiri Radid. They took another. There we have Samuel Pökele, Tatu Altonen. It's the Finnish teams. They are everywhere. Jeremy Porr. And we also see Jon Hansson, the Swedish second team. And Fabiano Bettega. Must have been there in the last chaser. And that is a big group. So I think leading by those team was the Finnish second team. Tommi Nykanen, also one of the French team. French guys trying to catch up. Wojtek Ludwig, is he on his way to the 9th control? Jonas Maiselis looks like he is gaining some time on him. They have different controls here. We should see which control Jonas, is he having the middle control or is it the most southern control? Do not remember which. I'll get it ahead. I think he goes to the southern control here. So Wojtek Ludwig taking his 9th control. And we should see what time they have. Just continue. Almost in the same height, but Wojtek Ludwig on his way out to the faster track. So still in a clear lead for the Czech team. But a great start, or a great part for Jonas Maiselis. Is he turning around, Jonas Maiselis? Is he having the middle control there? Then I think he is losing time on this route choice towards Wojtek Ludwig. Yeah. This takes time. And then we know Sverre Røygaard. And Tommi Nykanen actually taking a different route choice than the big group of those, the third group I would say. So Jonas Maiselis, you see how far, long time it takes. Here we get to see some pictures from Jonas Maiselis when he took the first TV control. And here we have some of the Czech athletes going in the forest. Someone drinking. It's important to keep hydrated during a day of this. And the Finnish third team still in a very good position. Jussi Laurila making himself ready for what to become. Here we saw the group with 3 Finnish teams together. So Wojtek Ludwig has taken the 10th, is on his way to 11th. Jonas Maiselis on his way to the 10th control. And then closest chasers, Sverre Røygaard. And the Swedish first team, Sverre Røygaard, doing a great race so far. Keeping Sweden in this medal fight. Having some really fast chasers. And looking at the GPS, Samuel Pökele making a small route choice mistake, losing seconds, losing time. I also think that Tommi Nykanen lost time on his route choosing there. It's not just right or left on these long legs. It's also you have to stay focused and take the right path. And we see both Tommi Nykanen and Samuel Pökele finish first and second team doing mistakes there. So these are the 2 top leading teams, and it looks like it's over a minute, just over a minute, down to Jonas Maiselis again in the Lithuanian second place there. Sverre Røygaard has taken his 9th control. Fabiano Bettega is on his way up again, I think. He had losing some time in the beginning, but now he is up on the 4th position. Wojtek Ludwig on his way to the 13th control. This is just keep on pedaling. This is very good, just up on his way to the 10th control there. This is the top 3 teams at the mixed relay this European Championship day. So these are the top teams, that guys, and you see then he is on his way into the arena passage. Wojtek Ludwig should quite soon be there, and then turn around on his map and then have these last 8 controls in this green tricky area that they ended the sprint up in. And you see Fabiano Bettega, Tato Altonen, the Finnish 3rd team, are fighting for the 4th position. Noah Rieder, I think he is on his way into the control. Here we see Wojtek Ludwig in the lead. Yes, he has still more than a minute down to the Lithuanian chaser Jonas Maiselis. And it looks like he has full control here. Reigning champion. He has 2 silver medals this week. He's looking for the gold. He listens to, yes, it punched, and the clock is ticking now for the chasers here at the TV control 3. And looks on the maps carefully. You should see he goes out to the left there, just like Nikolai Splittorff did on their first leg. And we shall see where is Jonas Maiselis. Is he on his way? There we see him coming here, going next to the fence in towards the arena passage. And now we will hear the shouting, the cheering for the Lithuanian team. Team on home soil, Jonas Maiselis, the Vilnius boy, who already have 1 gold and 1 bronze this week. Is he heading for another medal, and which value? It is 1 minute and I would say 3 seconds down to Jonas Maiselis from Wojtek Ludwig in the lead. And he puts a lot of pressure there. And now he needs to read the map carefully. Coming in here and not doing a mistake. We will see if we get the follow-up cam on Jonas Maiselis here after the arena passage. Yes, and here he goes out on the left side. We have the big highway just to the left of us, and he should have a control. Do I see? I think Wojtek Ludwig has done a mistake on the GPS. I think it's really up in something for Jonas Maiselis to catch some time here on Wojtek Ludwig, because it looks like he missed his path into the control there. But Jonas Maiselis is on his way into the control. Here we see Sverre Røygaard. Sweden won, still up on the bronze place. And he has just turned around his map. You see he's dickling with the map holder. Or is he doing it right now? Not really getting it stuck. There he has it. And he is on his way. It's around 2.5 minutes up to the leading Wojtek Ludwig. So we will see. But I am quite certain that Wojtek Ludwig lost time there. 2:35 down to Sverre Røygaard. We will see the chasers between him and the chasers. Fabiano Bettega, Tato Altonen on their way into this arena passage. And I think it still is around a minute there also. And here we get to see it. Wojtek Ludwig missing a path there. Going with too high speed. That must have been 20 seconds at least. You see Jonas Maiselis there. Earlier, more than a minute behind, and now he is less than that. So the Lithuanian catching some seconds on the leader. And here we have Fabiano Bettega, Tato Altonen fighting for his life to keep the gold medalists back here. So Fabiano Bettega, Italy, up on the 4th position at this arena passage. And then Finland 3 with Jussi Laurila waiting on the last leg. As I said, it says something about the Finnish team, that the Finnish third team still can be this high up fighting for the medals. And Tatu Aaltonen just trying to keep the back of Fabiana Bettega, but now it's important to read the map again, because now it's worked and it's difficult. We saw Wojtek Ludwig doing a mistake. Sverre Røygaard on his way into that control. But still, Samuel Pökele is far away. I think this is the Finnish team to hold out for. Is it Jiri Radil on his way in here? Yeah, and the French teams also, we did miss them. Jeremy Porter and Albin Jolie Demarie and Jon Hansson, Sweden 2 here at the arena passage. Those are then the top 9 teams. So Jon Hansson also doing a good race for Sweden 2. After Gabriella Gustafsson's first leg. But the Finnish first and second team, I think it's really getting tricky for them to be up there. Wojtek Ludwig should be on his way to the TV control. He has actually been there already. Wojtek Ludwig has been at the 4th TV control, the radio control, after 11.6 kilometers. He has 1.6 kilometers to go to the changeover. And we are waiting. Here we see Samuel Pökele, Tommy Nykanen and Noah Trista Hoffman from the Danish team. And I think these guys know that they have lost time. We shall see how they can try to gain some seconds on this last loop. It's definitely not certain that they won't get a medal, but it's a tough situation for the last leg riders in those teams to try and chase the teams ahead of them. So we have had Wojtek Ludwig at the TV control. Jonas Marcellus has also been there. And he is still closer than a minute from the leader. They are on their way to the 20th control out of 22. So it's not far to the changeover for the first team. Sverre Røygaard looking like he might have lost some time towards Fabiana Bettega, Tatu Aaltonen, still ahead of them. But it's not a minute anymore. So the bronze clash is heating up. And you see the excitement here of the audience waving, looking at their mobile phones. And here we have Wojtek Ludwig on his way up to the 21st control. He has 20 straight. He came out in this urban area with some apartments and then should just find the small path to go into the 21st control. It'll be interesting to see if Jonas Marcellus takes the right route choice. Actually, Tatu Aaltonen making a small mistake on the GPS also, so Sverre Røygaard, Fabiana Bettega should be the ones together now. Wojtek Ludwig on his way into the second last control of this second leg. Ready to change over to Krzysztof Bogar, the multiple times world champion, multiple times European champion, Krzysztof Bogar. And he was European champion in this mixed relay. He sprinted home the gold last year. We'll see how he can do on the last leg. Here we have the Lithuanian second team, and also is it Andreas Waldman from Austria. With Jonas Itatas Gvildis just ahead of him, I think. Yes, here we see, is it Tatu Aaltonen? Then we are Finland 3 in a 5th position at the moment. Just behind. And here we also have then it is Jiri Radil. He does the same. And the French team, Jeremy Porter, Albin Jolie Demarie. They are in the fight here. The French team has Armel Berthaud. He was 8th at the long distance. So Armel, he likes those longer legs in the beginning of this course. French team, they start threatening for a medal. And I was talking about Switzerland earlier, but they have definitely lost time. Jonas Marcellus on his way here. Wojtek Ludwig has already been into the changeover. How far should it be down to Jonas Marcellus, the Lithuanian first team? on the second position here after 2 legs out of 3. And he is on his way to change up here. 40 seconds down to Ignas Ambrasas. Krzysztof Bogar has 40 seconds to go on versus the youngster from Lithuania, Ignas Ambrasas. Ignas, he was 4th, 5th, 7th this week, I think. So he is really looking forward to a medal. And could it be the gold medal? A small mistake with the map there. Puts it in his map holder and just starts to look at it. Krzysztof Bogar, 40 seconds ahead of Ignas Ambrasas out on this last leg. And Rasmus Nordgren, also him from Falun, Sweden, taking a little sip there. How far should it be down to Sverre Røygaard? Is he still ahead of Fabiano Bettega? Luca Dalla Valle should also be on his way out then. So I think Sverre Røygaard still is ahead of Fabiano Bettega. Sverre Røygaard doing a great race on this second leg. Here we have Noah Tristan Hoffman at the 4th TV control. So he has lost the Finnish guys, Samuel Pökkel and Tommy Nykanen, that are ahead of him. But we are looking at the medal fight, and I don't think that Denmark will be in that position to fight for those. We see Wojciech Stransky, the Czech veteran, in the second team. So he has to send out on the last leg Jan Hasek, the reigning world champion. Here we have Sverre Røygaard on his way, and you hear cheering from the Swedish team. Sverre Røygaard from Kolmården goes to Norrköping in Sweden, taking the last control here and just giving it everything, every second matters for Rasmus Nordgren, who goes out on the bronze medal here. Changes over there, and we know Fabiano Bettega should not be far behind. There we see him. Luca Dalla Valle should be on his way out also. This is at the moment the bronze fight between Sweden and Italy primarily, but we have Finnish teams chasing behind them, and it's just 15 seconds between Rasmus Nordgren and Luca Dalla Valle. Rasmus Nordgren not really prepared there, I would say. Have not clipped up his map holder before he came to the map, losing crucial seconds there. And then we have the Finnish third team, Tato Aaltonen. He is on his way here to the 5th position, sending out on the last leg Jussi Laurila. And here we have the old world champion, Luca Dalla Valle. The years have gone, but the routine is still there. And the French team, we see Jeremy Porter there on the 2nd position, and Albin Joly-Desmarais sending out probably Armel Berthaud as the one most interested in the medals. And also Jiri Radil for the Czech third team, sending out Martin Kanta, the tall Czech rider, 4 minutes behind. But still, we are waiting for the Finnish first team. And Martin Kanta thinks they are standing in the way. The French guys. Armel Berthaud there, going away. It's not easy at the map changeover. So we should wait and see how far should it be down to Finland 1. Teemu Kaksonen, who took the bronze at the middle distance. There he looks like he is. Samuel Pökkel, he has catched up at least on the Swedish second team, but 9th position. That was not what Teemu Kaksonen was having in his mind when he woke up this morning, going out as number 9 and almost 5 minutes behind, and catching time on Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas. It's not the easiest things to do. So I think they are trying to look at the bronze medal. There we see him going away. And Tommy Nykanen was also there. Tommy Nykanen had catched up also. I did not think he was ahead of it. So Mika Nurmi also. So 2 Finnish athletes with medals going away together here. See if they can... No, he drops his map. He is too stressed there. You see what can happen if you go with speed. You can gain some seconds, but you can also lose some seconds. And looking at the GPS, this is highly interesting. Krzysztof Bogar on the long leg to the second control, taking the right route choice. Ignas Ambrasas taking the left route choice. We shall see how they match up in the end of that. And here we have, going out in the lead, the Danish team has lost down to the 12th position. So changes over there. And the Czech second team, Jan Hasek going out after Wojtek Stransky's quite good leg here. Looks like Rasmus Nordgren and Lukas Dallavalle has the same first control here, taking the same route choice. Jan Hasek putting the map into the map holder, and he is away. More than 6 minutes behind the leader from his own team, Krzysztof Bogar. Danish Noah Tristan Hoffman punches out after a second leg. Not looking totally satisfied with his race. And Andreas Waldman, the Austrian team, that was 5th last year, had a not as good race these 2 legs. Ready to send out Hannes Nilika on this last leg.
The results after the second leg: Czechia first team in the lead, Lithuania first team in the second, Sweden first team in the third, Italy fourth.
So I would say a bit surprising out on the medal chasers here. Sweden out there on the 3rd position. We will see how it goes against Italy and Luca Dallavalle here in the beginning. And the French team, Armel Berthaud chasing. And also Jussi Laurila in the 3rd Finnish team. I think there can be some changes in this last leg. Looking at the GPS, I think Rasmus Nordgren have had a better start than Luca Dallavalle. Maybe doing some small route choices there. But yeah, I think the gap has gained some seconds.
So let's continue with Krzysztof Bogar.
And Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas on the way to the second control. Here we see the standings at Exchange 2. Czech 1 leading ahead of Lithuania and Sweden. Just some seconds there. 20 seconds down to Italy in the bronze fight, and Finland 3, just 40 seconds from the bronze. And then we see France 1, France 2, Czechia 3, Finland 1, and Finland 2, more than 5 minutes behind. So will they be able to catch those minutes on the teams ahead of them? Here we get to see playback from Wojtek Ludwig, quite early catching up on Noah Tristan Hoffman.
Lithuania and Sweden to fight for the gold medal, because Czechia has Krzysztof.
And Jonas Maiselis also having a good start. This is Sverre Røygaard, also him catching up the Dane quite early. Wojtek Ludwig having the shortest forking there actually, so they will not have the shortest forking at the 4th control here. Doing a mistake on the 6th control, and then doing the same. Jonas Maiselis, Wojtek Ludwig, 2 great athletes. Doing the same route choices here, having slightly different forking controls. And then Wojtek Ludwig gaining some time again, but around a minute all the way. Sverre Røygaard doing a solid race here, and just losing time, small time all the way, not a big mistake. Fabiano Bettega, here we saw gaining seconds there on that route choice, both to the 15th and 16th control on Sverre Røygaard. That was the time he gained on him, and then kept different route choices there to the 21st control. And Samuel Pökele, who had a lot of difficulties coming in to change over here. And on the way to the first TV control, here we get to see pictures from Jon Hansson, Ignas Ambrasas, Krzysztof Bogar. Krzysztof Bogar had the lead with 40 seconds. How will it look at the first TV control? I would say we are about a minute away from that control. It's very, very interesting to see. Jonas Marcelis just crushing out everything he's got in his legs. This last race in the home championship for him. Sending out Ignas Ambrasas, 4th yesterday. Just hugged it out with the bronze medalist and Jonas Marcelis. And Sverre Røgaard sending out Rasmus Nordgren. So we shall see on this control how it works out for the boy from Falun, Sweden. And looking at the GPS, Ignas Ambrasas, Krzysztof Bogar, they are together now. They have had the first 4 kicks, they have had the first 2 long legs, and these 2 riders are together. Whoa, how should this go? Looks like Ignas Ambrasas takes the lead and Krzysztof Bogar reads the map behind. Is he trying to keep up a high pace there, Ignas? How? This will be very interesting. We know that they have not had the same forkings on the earlier legs. And looking at the GPS again, we saw that the French guys were catching a lot of time on the Swedish Rasmus Nordgren. So I think it's a group fighting for... Yeah, you see it now. Rasmus Nordgren still some seconds ahead of Armel Berthaud. Luca Dalla Valle is there. Jussi Laurila has lost some seconds. I think that the left route choice there is a bit slower. But it is really getting tight. If talk about the medals. And also behind Jussi Laurila, Timo Kaksonen takes the same route choice there. He has had a good start, but losing some seconds there. Oh, and also together with Rasmus Nordgren, I think Martin Kanta can be. So can he help with the pace holding for the Swede? Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas on their way into the 4th control. Oh no, look at Luca Dalla Valle. Luca Dalla Valle, the Italian, is on his way into a forbidden area. Is it the end for the Italian team? I think that will be a disqualifying. It looks on the map like he's inside forbidden area and does not turn around, just goes out to the road. You will see he lost a lot of time anyway. But not good for the Italian team. Got the bronze last year. Ignas Ambrasas, Krzysztof Bogar. Shall we see if anyone has the left control? Maybe they go out on the left route choice there. It looks like Ignas Ambrasas has that control. Huh? Maybe not. They are just head to head, side to side. No, they are continuing straight up there. And we know Krzysztof Bogar, he has not the shortest forking here. So he should probably have the one, the control most north. So he should continue. I'm not really certain which Algeta Michkovene had on the first leg. Where will he head? Ignas Ambrasas. Here we see the bronze fight. Martin Kanta, but Rasmus Nordgren. We know Martin Kanta is in the Czech 3rd team, but he is not in a medal fight since he has not passed Krzysztof Bogar yet. It's only one team that counts from each nation. And here the French team. Armel Berthaud for the first team there. In the pack. Just some seconds behind Rasmus Nordgren. That's the bronze fight. Look there. Ignas Ambrasas having the shorter forking. Getting a free chance to lose Krzysztof Bogar before he gets into the 6th control that we have seen a lot of mistakes being made to. But we will see here. You see the seconds. It looks like he has around 10-15 seconds. Krzysztof Bogar probably sees him out in the terrain. We'll see if he has the legs to just pump it up and catch those seconds. And here we have the Finnish guys. Jussi Laurila, Luca Dalla Valle was there. Timo Kaksonen, the Finnish 1st team. has gained time on the bronze guys, but we'll see what they can do. Rasmus Nordgren and, of course, also Martin Kanta together with him. Just some seconds ahead of Paul de Bray and Armel Berthaud. Ignas Ambrasas, Christoph Bogar going into the 5th control. Looks like Christoph Bogar gained some seconds there. I think he goes full speed now. He doesn't want to have him too far ahead of him. So here we have Christoph Bogar, but we don't see Ignas Ambrasas. There is Ignas Ambrasas. How far ahead of Christoph Bogar is he? But as we can see, we did not see. They took the different route choices here. Different route choices. Christoph Bogar takes the right route choice. Ignas Ambrasas going out on the left route choice. And it depends, of course, in which control they have. But even though Christoph Bogar probably gained some seconds there on the earlier leg, he did not get the help from Ignas Ambrasas, taking different route choice to this 6th control. We shall see. Looking at the map, Christoph Bogar takes left there, straight over, so he has not the most sudden control. He goes up this hill, and we have seen his comrade Wojtek Ludwig, so he should take left here and into the control, and it looks like he knows where he is going. Ignas Ambrasas having the most sudden control there. I'm not really certain which is the fastest, since I think you still have to go up to the north to the route choice, to the 7th control. And it looks like he is heading to the control. It looks like he knows where to go. Christoph Bogar with full speed away there. So here we have the Swedish 2nd team, Tilda Palm, and I think it was the Czech 3rd team there. No, maybe it was Jan Hasek. Jan Hasek was it. Together at the 11th position here. So Teemu Kaksonen has gained a lot of time here in the beginning of this race, just 3:44 behind now. And I think that Ignas Ambrasas forkings have been very beneficial for him in the beginning of this race. Just looks like Christoph Bogar lost time, even though executing a perfect control here. And Rasmus Nordgren just being, yeah, you see there, it looks like he is around 20 seconds behind Ignas Ambrasas again, Christoph. And that is a good feeling for Ignas Ambrasas, seeing Christoph Bogar having to fight all the time here, trying to chase those seconds that he gained so easy of the forking and just doing his race. And if I would have been Christoph Bogar, I would have been a little bit stressed. But you see the pace there, and he takes the left route choice into this control. Should see if he can gain some seconds on Ignas Ambrasas here. This is the gold fight, Lithuania versus Czechia. Who should go out in the top? And just as we saw earlier, the bronze fight is at the moment between Sweden and France. Two French teams together. Paul de Bray, Armel Berthaud just some seconds behind Rasmus Nordgren, and then they almost meet. Jussi Laurila, the Finnish 3rd team, still ahead of Teemu Kaksonen. So we see if he goes straight there, and look at Alavalle. Ignas Ambrasas takes the 7th control there, and then meets Christoph Bogar. This is the gold fight. We have Lari Malsros here. He is almost past a leg, Estonian. And Christoph Bogar continues, so he takes another route choice. Now we should have a clock for these guys. How far will it be between? Christoph Bogar looks like he takes a shortcut there. And Ignas Ambrasas doing this path down to the control. We have not seen so much riders do that. So we'll see if he gains seconds or lose time on this part. Christoph Bogar will come towards the control from the north side. Ignas Ambrasas from the south side. And here he is. Ignas Ambrasas looking. Can he see Christoph Bogar? He can. And Christoph Bogar, he looks at Ignas. He takes the control. It's only 7 seconds. This is the gold fight, and this is the gold fight that we want to see. Ignas Ambrasas, Christoph Bogar, two highly merited mountain bike orienteers on their way after the second TV control up the hill again. And as I said, around 10 seconds between these two guys. I think Krzysztof Boga gained some seconds on those groups. And Rasmus Ogren also had the same forking as Ignas Ambrasas. That means that he leaves the French guys some more seconds behind. So it looks good for Sweden. Rasmus Nordgren still at the bronze position, having around 15 seconds down to Armel Berdo and Paul Debray together there. French first and second team. Jussi Laurila on his way into the control, but still more than a minute more. I think he is around 115, 120 behind. And Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas on their way to the 9th control. Still a gap between these guys. And I don't think Ignas Ambrasas want to let Krzysztof Bogar just go up in his back so easily. So these are two guys that really pushes it at the moment. And Rasmus Nordgren, Arpel Beto, Paul Debray. They take the same route choice, and it's not many seconds between these riders. We shall see how Jussi Laurila takes this control. Yeah, he continues. Ignas Ambrasas, Krzysztof Bogar have done almost around half of the first leg, I would say. Half of the last leg. Half of their leg. And Lithuania in a small lead ahead of Czech Republic. Looking like it is around 10-15 seconds. I think Ignas Ambrasas is going with everything he's got here to try and keep Krzysztof Bogar behind him. Now we shall see. They are taking the same route choice here, but we know we are on our way down to a forking. We shall see which one. We know that Jonas Maiselis had the most southern control, and we know that actually Wojtek Ludwig had a faster there. Here we see down to the TV control coming from. There we also see Sweden. Then France has passed Sweden in the fight for the medals. Martin Kanta, and I think that was the French second team, and then Sweden won, and also Armel Berto, French first team. And we shall see, these guys are fighting for the bronze medal. To the gold, it's too far. But how far is it down to the Finnish teams? Jussi Laurila, Emo Kaksonen, Mika Normi. Can they? Looks like he is not in full control. And how is the pack? Rasmus Nordgren, he is in control. And they take different route choices there. And I think that you will see. So Martin Kanta follows the French there. And you see, they have different forkings here. Ignas should have the most northern control. Krzysztof Bogar probably the most southern control. And I think those two are quite close. See Paul Debray and Rasmus Nordgren going up there. Armel Berto, Martin Kanta taking the slightly more southern control, southern path. Ignas Ambrasas on his way into the control here. And he takes the right path here. A lot of paths into this control. But he finds the right way. And it's on his way to soon take the control. Krzysztof Bogar closer to his control. But still having some uphill climbing down to do. And here we follow Ignas Ambrasas out on the open area. We will see. Will he come from the side? Krzysztof Bogar. When he comes out here, Ignas Ambrasas. He is riding for a potential gold medal today. And I am looking. Do we see any rider coming from the right side? Krzysztof Bogar. Where is he? How did this forking play out between these two riders? It's quite tight. We get to see. It looks like Ignas Ambrasas gained some seconds again. I think Krzysztof Bogar will be further behind now again. So Ignas Ambrasas, Lithuania, at the first position here, going over the road. And going into forest. A small mistake there from Ignas Ambrasas. He does not know where he is going. He lost some crucial seconds there to Krzysztof Bogar. And I think maybe he took the wrong path also. He took the path going next to the road. Yes, he took the wrong path. Krzysztof Bogar will definitely have possibility to gain seconds on Ignas Ambrasas, because the smaller path but straight there should be faster. All the other riders have been going there, and Krzysztof Bogar goes straight into that path. So the fight is closing up again. You see Krzysztof Bogar on his way to catch up on Ignas Ambrasas. Ignas goes into that. Ignas is still ahead, but lost some crucial seconds there, and almost meeting up in this crossover. Yeah, now they definitely know each other where they are. This will be a truly exciting end of this race. Ignas Ambrasas gaining some seconds, making a small mistake, and then Krzysztof Bogar, he is there right again. And looking at the GPS higher up, Rasmus Solgren, Armel Berthaud, Paul de Bray, they are together again, so it was no big differ between those route choices. And the closest Finnish team chasing is Jussi Laurilä. He is still over a minute behind those guys. So I think the bronze medal is standing between France and Sweden. We shall see how they stand up in the end. And they take the same route choice to the 9th control. Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas. 2 easy controls into the arena passage, and then it's out in the sprint area again. We have seen mistakes in the sprint area. It is big forkings there. We will see who will handle this last part better. We can follow a rider here next to the road. Could it be Lauri Malsros? Still ahead of these guys on the second leg from Estonia. And I think that Armel Berthaud makes a mistake. Rasmus Nordgren and Paul de Bray should probably be ahead of Armel Berthaud. Makes some small seconds mistake there. They have taken the 12th control on their way to the 13th control. And then into the map change, Ignas Ambrasas taking a slightly different path here. I think Krzysztof Bogar will gain some seconds on him here. And I hope for the Lithuanian sake. Yeah, he takes right there. But Krzysztof Bogar now in the lead as it looks on the GPS. Passing Ignas Ambrasas on their way into the... Yeah, you see here, we have some seconds between them. Krzysztof Bogar looks like he's fiddling with his map holder there, putting it in. And he has turned, and now he stands up and he bikes. And he has gotten some seconds down to Ignas Ambrasas. I think it's over. It's 5-6 seconds now. And he tries to show that he can really have some high speed. He wants to put some pressure on Ignas Ambrasas into the arena passage. So will it be the more routine Czech guy, Krzysztof Bogar, with a lot of gold medals from World Championship and European Championship, or the younger Ignas Ambrasas, who has gotten his first individual medals but still longing for the gold? 6 seconds between those guys in here at the arena passage, going out on the last loop of this last leg. And Krzysztof Bogar looking back. I think he needs to check more on his map. And Ignas Ambrasas taking the right there. So they have definitely different forkings out in the end here. We should see which is the fastest. Looking where to go in, looking carefully. He doesn't want to make a mistake now, Krzysztof Bogar. Just like Wojtek Ludwig did. He is on his way into the... Thought he was going in there, but he will probably take the 15th control from the backside. I think that this route choice will lose him some seconds. He is not really certain. He went in there. Yeah. We should see which control he has. Yeah. He goes up to the control, finds it directly. And then probably goes left again. Out. Yes. So he takes the control just like he planned. And goes out to a bigger path, trying to go to the 16th control. And Ignas Ambrasas not having the right control there. It definitely looks like Ignas Ambrasas is losing some seconds on this route choice. Because Krzysztof Bogar has already taken his control. Which control did Ignas Ambrasas have? He had the middle one. He had the right one and do a mistake. It's very close. He had the right one. I think that is a mistake from Ignas Ambrasas. Having the possibility to gain some seconds on Krzysztof Bogar with a slightly shorter forking. But doing a mistake. Here we see Krzysztof Bogar out by the road, in on the path. And now this pressure on for these two guys. Krzysztof Bogar right now some seconds ahead of Ignas Ambrasas. And we see Ignas Ambrasas taking the right route choice there, going quite far around. I think Krzysztof Bogar has a much better potential at the moment. And looking at the guys on their way into the arena passage, Paul de Bray, Armel Berthaud and Rasmus Nordgren. They are on the way to the 13th control in the fight for bronze, and still around 45 seconds down to Jussi Laurila in the finish. And look at Ignas Ambrasas. Ignas Ambrasas turns around, and now he is almost 45-50 seconds behind Krzysztof Bogar. Now the gold is once again in Krzysztof Bogar's hands to lose. Ignas Ambrasas, who catched up time on Krzysztof Bogar, but now it looks like he might have lost his gold game here. And here we have the riders on their way in. It is the Swedish team and also the French team. Rasmus Nordgren sends out his tongue like Frida Karlsson, and then chased by Paul de Bray and Armel Berthaud from France. But now it's technical parts, this last part. Who shall be the best in these last technical parts? 3.5 minutes behind Krzysztof Bogar. And we shall see Jussi Laurila, can he, or any of the Finnish teams. I think there has to be some mistake from any of these three riders to open up for any teams behind. Rasmus Nordgren going to the left there. No one has the most right control probably. And here we have him, Krzysztof Bogar, turning around at the fourth TV control, the last TV control. He has 1.5 kilometers to go to claim his gold, and he has, looking at it, probably around a minute down to Ignas Ambrasas, who did a mistake directly out on the last loop here. So we are setting a time, checking how far behind is Ignas. But this was not what the Lithuanian audience wanted to see. This is the fight for the gold. And we are searching, waiting, looking. Where is Ignas Ambrasas? It has been 40 seconds. There it looks like he comes. So it looks like he is around 50 seconds behind Krzysztof Bogar. Krzysztof Bogar has to do a mistake for opening up this for Ignas Ambrasas. Still is 4 controls left. And he goes a quite straight route choice, Krzysztof Bogar, to the 19th control. Krzysztof Bogar, you see him here on his way to the 19th control. Looks like he is in control here. Here we get to follow him. Here we get to follow. Right now in the lead, Krzysztof Bogar. And he goes straight over that road. I think he's on his way to the 20th control. Yes, he is. And I'm not certain he knows if he's in the lead. But at least he knows he has done as good as he can do. He takes the left there on the smaller path, soon out on the bigger path, and should take left again towards the 20th control. It's just soon 2 controls to go. And no mistake from Krzysztof Bogar. We'll see if he finds the control here. Yeah, he goes in correct. Punches it there. 2 controls. Krzysztof Bogar are waiting between you and the gold medal. As we shall see, here we have seen some different route choices. I think he goes the same as Nikolai Splittorff on the first leg. He takes a more solid route choice, more stable. Now he goes in here. Actually, he done the middle. I have not seen anyone do this route choice. I don't think this is the fastest, but still too far behind to Ignas Ambrasas, who have not been at the 20th control yet. And looking at the chasers, Rasmus Nordgren has gained some seconds down to Armel Berthaud. And the Finnish guys are chasing. Rasmus Nordgren looking at a potential medal for the Swedish team with around 30 seconds down to Armel Berthaud, I think. Taking the 17th control on his way out to the 18th control. And Krzysztof Bogar on his way to the 21st control. If he doesn't make a mistake, I would say the goal is in his hands together with his teammates. We should wait and see. Krzysztof Bogar, we see Ignas Ambrasas around a minute behind the leader from Czech Republic. And it looks like the goal will stay. Here he is, Krzysztof Bogar. He went out in the lead on this last leg after a good race from Martina Tyszowska on the first leg. Wojtek Ludwig brought the Czech team to the first place and sent out Krzysztof Bogar with 40 seconds. Ignas Ambrasas catched him up, but in the later parts, he kept his cool. He knew exactly what to do and finishes as a European gold medalist. Here is the champions, Czech Republic. And he looks very solid. Maybe had something left in his trunk to sprint with in the end. If Ignas Ambrasas would have been in his back. Punching out. Yes, European champions 2025, Czech Republic, just as last year in Poland. It's exactly the same team. Martina Tyszowska, Wojtek Ludwig and Krzysztof Bogar. And here we have the home team, Lithuania. Ignas Ambrasas on his way to his first medal this week. It's a silver medal for the Lithuanian team. They wanted gold, they looked for gold, they fought for gold. But in the end, it's a silver medal for Algirda Michkuvene, who took bronze yesterday. And Jonas Maiselis, the golden goose from Vilnius, who took the middle distance gold. And ending up here with the 4th, 5th and 7th position, Ignas Ambrasas. Today it's a medal. Congratulations Lithuania to a silver medal. Just over a minute behind. And those are happy faces, just as it should be. It was a hard, fair fight between them and Czech Republic. But in the end, small mistake from Ignas Ambrasas. And Krzysztof Bogar ran away. And I want to follow the bronze fight because it is on in the forest. We knew Rasmus Nordgren had some seconds down to the French teams. Here we get to follow the end of the race for Krzysztof Bogar. You see here Ignas Ambrasas making there. Yeah, he went into the a path earlier than he was planning. Losing some seconds there. And then mistake here, taking the right path and not going straight over and then turning around. This was the seconds he lost to Krzysztof Bogar. And then he lost his back and had nothing more to fight with if Krzysztof Bogar didn't do any mistake, which he didn't. And here, is it Rasmus Nordgren that we follow? Is it Sweden on their way to a medal this relay? Rasmus Nordgren, he goes straight over this road. He takes the left route choice to the second last control. Rasmus Nordgren, he has around 20 seconds down to the French team, the chasers, Paul de Bray, Armel Berthaud, and he just spikes like he has the devil behind him. But now it's important, Rasmus, to go the correct route choice to the control. It looks like he knows where to go, follows the right path. I look at the map at the same time. I think he is on the correct way. He takes the control. He meets his chasers. There is the French guys. And this will be a Swedish medal if something doesn't happen. On his way to the last control, Rasmus Nordgren on his way to take Sweden's first medal at the senior class this championship. Elvira Larsson rode the first leg. Sverre Røygaard at the second leg, and Rasmus Nordgren, he has just kept his composure all the way here. He jumps a small bit, he sees the French guys behind him, but it's no problem. The bronze medal at this relay 2025 European Championships goes to Sweden. Elvira Larsson, Sverre Røygaard and Rasmus Nordgren, and he has just kicked everything out there. And it looks like the French second team goes into the fourth position, just ahead of the French first team. 7 seconds between Rasmus Nordgren and Paul de Bray. Rasmus Nordgren did something more technical in the first part, and the French guys were fighting. They were trying to catch him in the end, but Rasmus Nordgren held the bronze position, and Nika Nurmi in at 6th position. Martin Kanta in there at 7th position. He was in the group together with them a lot of time on this last leg, and actually the Finnish nation went out of a medal. That would have not been so high odds of that this morning. But what a fight we got, both in the gold fight and also in the bronze fight. This is how it should be. You see, they are talking, wondering, what could we have done, Armel? I'm not certain, Paul. But to Rasmus Nordgren in the end, it was just a few seconds too many to try and catch him one last time. So that means that at the top was Czech Republic first team, and at the second position, yeah, Lithuania and Sweden grasping the bronze medal just ahead of France.
So once again,
And
I'm
they
here
are
like
doing it all.
1 year ago. Today also, these three strong athletes are here. Again, European champions. So congratulations, Martina Tychowska, Ludwig Wojtek and Borg Krzysztof. Martina, could you say some words about your performance today?
So, I think I had first and second control very bad as usual. And after that it was fine and tried to concentrate till the end. Then I was quite alone, so I keep it to the end.
Ludwig, your championship was quite successful with 2 silver medals. How was yours today's race? Was you nervous after these 3 days here, or you were really, how to say, relaxed that you got some medals and you just enjoyed today's race?
I think I was more relaxed, and I was looking forward to today's race because I knew that these terrains from the previous days were the ones I liked the most. So I was really looking forward to this terrain.
We saw on your social media the first days you had some troubles in the mass start with some fell down and with some mistakes at the first control with the other teammates. How was today? Have you survived without any big mistakes, or how was with your riding skills today?
Yeah, today I also made quite many mistakes, and I believe most of them could be seen in the live stream, because in the both biggest mistakes there was a camera guy behind me. So yeah, that wasn't the best, but apart from that, I think most of the route choices were sort of okay.
The Krzysztof, you were fighting with the Ignas Ambrazes and you were almost together here in the spectator control. Then Ignas made a mistake. So how was your feelings after this spectator passage when you knew that you are riding at the first positions?
I made a small, maybe a bigger mistake in the beginning. So Ignas came to me, and then I tried to stay focused and keep it to the finish, and yeah, it worked. He made a mistake in the last few controls, so then I continued my pace and went to the finish. Yeah.
So how do you feel after your first medal in this European Championship? Your individual races was not so perfect maybe as you was expected. So how do you feel now after your first medal in this championship?
I think I didn't keep the focus as was necessary in other races. So I always made some unnecessary mistakes. But today we had a great team, like usually at the relay race. So I'm happy.
So once again, congratulations to this amazing Czech team, the European champions in a mixed relay, once again.
Yeah, there we get to hear some words how they managed and felt out in the forest. Martina, as we said, did some mistake in the beginning, bad as always in the start, she said. But then starting to get better and then climbed position after position. And Krzysztof also started with some mistake out there, but then tried to just stay focused. And maybe that's where the routine pops in after this arena passage, knowing that this is the golden fight. And then Ignas Ambrasas does a mistake directly after that when they split up. So I think Krzysztof Bogar, he felt secure with himself and just tried to work on all the way into the finish. So we have taken a lot of teams into the finish. As I said, France, 4th. And then the Finnish 2nd team. Here we get to see a replay from the last leg. You see Krzysztof Bogar taking the same route choice as Algirda Michkoveni on the first leg, losing crucial seconds. And then taking totally different route choices here to the second control and meeting up at the second control. Rasmus Nordgren losing seconds towards Armel Berthaud there, but still coming together. And Krzysztof Bogar, Ignas Ambrasas. Ignas having the shorter forkings both at the 4th and the 6th control, giving him some seconds down to Krzysztof Bogar. But Krzysztof fighted himself back into the fight. And together here they took the long route choice to the 9th control. Rasmus Nordgren, Armel Berthaud, together with Martin Kanta and fighting for the bronze there. Ignas Ambrasas, Krzysztof Bogar together here at the arena passage, and then directly out to the 15 control. You see a small mistake from Ignas and then a big mistake towards the 16 control, taking right when he should go straight in a crossing there and the minute. And you see here in the bronze fight, Rasmus Nordgren having seconds down to Armel Berthaud, but almost losing them in the end. And here we have a Lithuanian team in the finish. Well, they can celebrate with their teammate. That was Regimantas Kavaliauskas, who also goes a lot of ski orienteering. Gets cheered on here in the finish.
Was in the team, but the Czech team was the strongest. In 2020, we got
so Regimantas really, hopefully, have enjoyed the championship, like we have heard in a lot of interviews and seen on social media. Happy racers. Here we get to see the final results. Czech won 1 minute and 11 seconds ahead of Lithuania, and then Sweden won 3:32 ahead of actually French. The second team seems disqualified. France won, we see, at 4th position, and then Finland 2 was the best Finnish team at 5th position. Czech 3, Finland 3, Finland 1, and Italy. Luca Dalla Valle losing a lot of time on this last leg for his Italian team. Those are the teams that are at the top 10 positions. And maybe I was too harsh on the Swedish guys in the start, saying that Elvira Larsson would have do a really good race to give them the chance. Very good. Rasmus Nordgren really ending up great there on the bronze medals. Denmark ending up in the 10th position. And we have Czech 2, Austria, Switzerland had some navigational problems, ending up on the 13th position. Poland 1, and then Lithuania 2 with Regimantas Kavaliauskas, as we saw, ending up in the finish right at the moment. But it changed a lot, and as we were speaking, it changed quite a lot on the different legs, the different route choices, good forking. And it did not seem that they have been in the terrain earlier these days, because mistakes were made. And these route choices are really tricky to navigate between. And it's fun to see. Here we have a European Championship in mountain bike orienteering, and the traffic in Vilnius is just flowing like usual.
plaukite automobilį švaros broliuose ir trečiadieniais gaukite net 30% daugiau laiko plovimui už tą pačią kainą. Švaros broliai.
Here we get to see the replay from the medal teams. You saw Martina Tyszowska making a mistake in the beginning. And Elvira Larsson at the top here between these three teams. Algirda Michkevene also losing some time to route choice to the first control. Elvira Larsson, then we saw it. We followed her to the sixth control, doing a mistake there. And both Algirda and Martina passing her. Then to the ninth control. Together in this group, having almost the same route choices there, just depending on the forking. Martina Tyszowska having a great last loop. Elvira Larsson doing a mistake there. So Sweden losing time also there. Elvira Larsson did quite many mistakes in the last loop here, sending up Sverige Röjgård at the third position here. Wojtek Ludwig, Jonas Majselis, they just seem to fly away. And around a minute between those guys, and Sverige Röjgård losing some seconds on that route choice. And Wojtek Ludwig having the shortest forking there. Jonas Majselis. But the mistake we saw from Wojtek Ludwig, the same as Elvira Larsson did. That was a tricky control. And Jonas Majselis catching up, but then having a bit longer forking here. Maybe not took the best route choice. And leaving him around a minute behind. And then Wojtek Ludwig, mistake again. Jonas Majselis catching up the time towards the last changeover to Krzysztof Bogar, going out 40 seconds ahead of Ignas Ambrasas. Krzysztof Bogar losing time on that route choice directly to the first control, and Ignas Ambrasas meeting him up at the second control. Together here, first and second team. And then we saw Ignas having the shorter forking on both the fourth and the sixth control, gaining seconds, but Krzysztof fought himself back in the gold fight and catched up on Ignas, and then again having a slightly longer forking there, losing second. Then a small mistake from Ignas Ambrasas, we're smoking small, 10-15 seconds. Krzysztof Bogar going together, and then we have the big mistake from Ignas Ambrasas to the 16th control. That was where the gold was settled, and Rasmus Nordgren just fighting together with the French guys for the bronze medal.
In the mid-20 category, Italy was in the third position with the Traverse Montagna Matteo Kalkraden Well Mikhail. In the second was Finland. Kalio Alex Toivonen, Muti Koskinen and Emil. And the
so the IF TV crew and me, Linus Rapp, would like to thank you for watching this fantastic competition that we have had today. The mixed relay at the European Championships here in Vilnius, Lithuania, ending up this championship on a truly great way, with Czech taking the gold, claiming the gold just a minute ahead of Lithuania and Sweden on the bronze place. Thank you for following this. You can keep following IF on social media to see more info about coming contests. We have a World Championship in autumn coming up. So until then, I say we see you again. Have a nice continuing of this weekend.
So in a mix relay, Czechia again won the gold medal and became the European champions. Wojciechowska, Martina, Ludwig, Wojtek, and Bogar, Krzysztof. In the second was Lithuania first team, Mickovienė, Elgirda, Maišelis, Jonas, and Ambrasas, Ignas. And in the third position we had Sweden, Larsson, Elvira, Röjgård, Sverre, Nordgren, Rasmus. Women 17 Czechia, Serova, Marka, Katarina, Pečkova, Sarka, Rigolova, Adela, the gold medalists and European champions. In the second, Finland, Laminen, Karolina Koskinen, Aino, and Lachtilida. And in the third, France. Minana, Sirse, Julio, Marie, Richolet, Zoe, and Laclais, Celeste. And women 20. Before women 20, your congratulations to other teams here in the finish. We have a Lithuanian team with Nois Lukošius, Lithuania third team, and also here Spain. Vamos a España. So as I can hear the France now having this sound, so the France police are here. Make them a place because the France police are moving here in the arena. In the women 20 category, Czechia was the gold medalist and the European champions today. Kadleshova Teresa, Kureshkova Klara, and Stranska Sofia. Finland was in the second, Hakkinen Kaisla. Kankpa Anno and Lamena Marika was in the team. And the third position, we will see the medals today. France, Vasontrone, Kolela, Bosirne. So those are top teams in today's mixed relay and for our youngsters and juniors relay race. So I would like to remind you that the prize giving ceremony and the closing ceremony will be after 1 hour. So it was so nice to see yesterday so many athletes who were participating in this landing procedure. So I hope in this spirited part where you get the second part of the course. Yesterday some rhododendrons have planted, and I hope this beautiful sign of this European Motorbike Riding Championship will remain a long time, and the old flowers will be European champion 2025, Tikowska Martyna.